Hey, what's up everybody? I'm SuperSonicJB and controllers! Who needs them, alright? Who needs an actual controller when I have this, and these? This is incredibly uncomfortable right now. The Xbox 360 came out in 2005 and was a nice follow-up to the original Xbox. It sold around 85 million units and even came out 1 year before both the Wii and PS3, so it had a head start. It had great games at launch and was doing very well at the start of its lifespan. And then it started to go downhill. It sold a lot of its best games in its early years, but as time went on, their games were becoming more repetitive and stale. Funny thing is, it was ahead of the PlayStation 3 in the beginning, because Sony had a bad first few years, but they became better as the years went on. The Wii and PS3 both passed the 360 in the middle of its lifespan, and Microsoft knew they had to do something. Now the Wii was doing so well financially, one of its most impressive features was the use of motion controls. You swung the controller to do something like attack an enemy instead of pressing a button. It was amazing. And Microsoft wanted some of that sweet Wii revenue, so they went ahead and made the Kinect. With this new addition to the 360, you didn't even need a controller. No, you are the controller. You can move your hands around to select what you want on the menu, and you can move your body to move a character on screen. It was a pretty neat feature, and it made people think that this might be the future of gaming with no controller necessary. That didn't happen. The Kinect always felt really hard to control, and it wasn't doing nearly as well as the Wii. Microsoft made it to bring in the casual audience because that's what the Wii did, and while it did bring in some new people, it still couldn't compete with the Wii. Sony also had its own thing during the motion controls age with PlayStation Move, but maybe we'll talk about that another day. The Kinect may not have been the greatest thing ever, but it did bring in a lot of new motion-based games, which we will be looking at today. So without further ado, let's go and take a look at some Kinect for Xbox 360 video games. Of course, we gotta start off with the game that came with the Kinect, but I got the Kinect separate from the 360 because I already had one, so I got no game to start. Here we have Kinect Adventures, an Xbox version of Wii Sports, but with different mini-games. I love how you can move your character's arms around the main menu, although it definitely is delayed and looks like I'm having a stroke. We get some options to choose from, but for now we'll just focus on free play. We have 5 minigames to choose from. 20,000 Leaks, my worst fear when owning a house, River Rush, Rally Ball, Reflex Ridge, and Space Pop. I started with 20,000 Leaks, and we do get to choose between 3 levels here, but wow, does this game have you go through a lot of menus. Most of the time I felt like I had to recalibrate my Kinect every 10 seconds, which wasn't fun at all. You're going to be seeing this please stand 6 to 10 feet from the Kinect multiple times. So in this game, you move your arms to plug up holes until either time runs out or you get through all the waves. It's okay, but come on, this is just boring. River Rush is up next, and in this game, you steer your boat left and right, collect these things to increase your score, and jump a lot. Then we have Rally Ball, where you hit a ball back and forth and break the things in front of you. Then you get Reflex Ridge, where you lean to a certain direction to avoid colliding into anything. And then you got Space Pop, where you literally pop things in space. So yeah, those are the 5 minigames, and we also could try the adventure mode. Or not. Up next we have Kinectimals. So this game is about raising your very own Kinectimal, which is basically a virtual pet. You can feed them, play with them, and teach them tricks. It opens up with a cute cutscene showing off the island and the Kinectimals on it. Also, this guy can freaking drive a toy car! My pets wish they could do this. So there is a story to this game. Apparently we're an adventurer who landed on this island where this thing, I don't know what he really is, gives you some history lessons about this place and the Kinectimals on it. But I honestly didn't listen because I really just didn't care enough. In this game you can play around with your Kinectimals and raise them while playing through some mini games. It's both a pet simulator and a party game combined basically. Also, these guys act like both cats and dogs combined. They'll purr when you pet them, but they also bark for some reason. You can also move your arms around to pet them, which is pretty nice. But the actual gameplay itself isn't really that interesting. At least these guys look cute. Sonic Free Riders is a game I own that I wish I didn't. The first 2 Riders games had to use a controller, and this one had you looking like an idiot. Throughout the Riders series, you race on hoverboards and can customize your gear to fit your playstyle. In this game you do the same, but you are the controller now. You have to stand like you're on a hoverboard, and you have to use your arms to use weapons, and you have to kick to do this weird kick boost thingy. A lot of people consider this one of the worst Sonic games because of its terrible controls. In my opinion, it's kinda functional, but only kind of. The kick move sometimes happens randomly, even when you don't do anything, and jumping off a ramp has a slight delay to it. And if you think those are bad, then try getting through the menu screens. You have to swipe your hands in order to choose from the many different options, and then you have to drag your hands down to select what you want. Why does this control so badly? I really wish it had an option to use a controller, because maybe this game could have been better with one, but nope, you're stuck looking like an idiot. Also, the story mode sucks in this game. Sure, there's more characters, which is cool, but the actual story is so boring. It's just a Grand Prix where you have to beat everyone and move on until you unlock the last story and race Dr. Eggman, but later race Metal Sonic, cause plot twist, he was the robot from Team Dark all along. You know, the one that's not Omega. Yeah, there was hardly a story at all here. At least the other games had interesting stories. This one is just racing with bad dialogue in between.
I'm no machine, I'm a robot. It's different.
Also, can we just mention how bad the voice acting is in this game? This was around the time that the Sonic cast got new voice actors, and some of them were not very good. Mainly Shadow and Jet.
I didn't come out here to race. I came here to win this thing.
They have no idea how unfortunate they are.
Now I'm even edgier. All the fangirls will love me even more now.
Also, what the heck is up with these cutscenes? It looks like a slideshow for crying out loud. I mean, can you imagine if one of my videos was like this? Hey, what's up all you psychos? I'm SuperSonicJB. If there's one thing you should know about me, it's that I hate Sonic Freeriders. Now, why do I hate Sonic Freeriders, you may be asking? Because it killed my freaking soul! At least the music was good, and the graphics are nice too, but everything else pretty much sucked about Sonic Freeriders. Up next we have Dragon Ball Z for Kinect. Man, what an awesome title. I just want to start off by saying, these menu screens are so bland and boring. Like, they're just so freaking basic, it looks like they didn't really care a lot about this game. Well, you'd be right on that part. This game is hot garbage. You start off with this poorly animated cutscene where Goku and Piccolo fight Raditz to the death. What the heck is this? Yep, this game is a first-person fighting game where you swing your arms around like a maniac to beat up your opponent. You can also kick, but I found it way easier to just swing your arms like there's no tomorrow. And you really gotta love a game when it gives you an achievement just for starting the game. The developers are probably like, thanks for wasting your hard-earned money on this trash. Here's an achievement for all your hard work of being able to actually boot this game up. The battle animations are okay, but then you realize they reuse the same animations over and over again. This game even features a silhouette of you playing, and I swear, sometimes it looks like you're doing dance moves instead of fighting. The story follows different arcs from the anime, and it's honestly such a huge mess. The story jumps from one plot hole to the next, and I don't like that at all. And it only lasts for like 10-20 minutes per arc too. Now you can go Super Saiyan by doing a pose, but you honestly look more like you need to take a dump. Overall, Dragon Ball Z for Kinect was a poorly made cash grab of a game that should just rot on GameStop shelves everywhere. Now we move on to the dancing games that Kinect had, like Dance Central and Just Dance. And yeah, these are dancing games alright. Although I will say, dancing games work really well with the Kinect. Being able to follow a character's movement is a lot better here than on the Wii. The better you dance, the better score you get. It's a pretty simple concept, but at least it works better than dancing in Dragon Ball on the Kinect. Now let's take a look at a Kinect horror game called Rise of Nightmares. This is a first-person game where you actually move around in. So basically, when you take a step, your character does too. Our character wakes up in a dungeon with this French lady, and we have to escape. You can use your arms to interact with the environment, and we even have an auto walk feature so that we don't have to constantly take steps in real life. Although it is a little clunky controlling what direction you want to walk in. We try to escape the dungeons, but oh boy, the door is locked! But thankfully, there's a convenient switch that'll open the door for us. And it does, but it also releases all the monsters around us, and we have to fight them. So here you swing your arm to use your iron pipe and punch to attack your enemies. And honestly, it controls really terribly. There's a slight delay to every action you do, and your character's movement is so clunky and slow. After we beat up all the bad guys, we run into the monster that apparently killed everyone, and then it traps us in a corner where the walls close in on us and kill us. And then the title screen appears, finally. Then we meet our real protagonist here.
Josh, hey. Can you hear me?
I wish I didn't. Good God, the facial expressions and graphics themselves in this game just look so awful. I didn't really play through the game for much longer after this part. I spent the rest of my time with this game walking on a train, and that's about it. Overall, the game was not really the best, so next game. Up next we have Wii Sports. Oh, I'm sorry. Kinect Sports. And once you know it, Rare made this game, so that's a plus, right? What is this music? In this game you have 6 minigames to play. Boxing, track, soccer, volleyball, bowling, and table tennis. These minigames, they're alright. I mean, the game is interesting, but there were several times where the Kinect didn't pick up any of my movements. I would try to score a goal in soccer, but the ball didn't go where I wanted it to, so I lost. Track was pretty fun and all with all the running in place you did. Volleyball had you put your arms where the cursor appeared so you could hit the ball back. Boxing, you literally swing your arms non-stop to win. Bowling felt a little weird trying to aim my shots down the lane. And table tennis wasn't really that special at all. Overall, the game was okay. There were definitely parts of it that didn't control very well, but I still think this is better than Kinect Adventures. Next we have Kinect Joy Ride. Man, just look at these two here. They look like they're having a great time, huh? So in this game, you pretend you're driving a car and move your arms back and forth to steer to the left and right. They even give you a nice little tutorial in the beginning to teach you how the game works. My characters should never be able to do any of this while in a car, but whatever. So in this game, we have to choose our vehicle and courses to race on. Similar to Mario Kart, except unlike Mario Kart, this game kinda sucks. The controls are so delayed, and half the time when I do a trick off of a ramp, it doesn't even respond. Trying to turn and get around a bunch of cars on a small track just feels nearly impossible. Well, that was bad, but maybe Child of Eden will be better. Yeah, I think I'm done here. The Biggest Loser Ultimate Workout is an exercise game for the Kinect. That really felt like a huge cash grab. Forget going to the gym, who needs it when I have a Kinect? So in this game you're supposed to copy the character's movements and follow along so that you'll lose weight and become the biggest loser. The game starts off by asking you a bunch of questions like your height and weight and how hard you're going to work to lose some pounds. I gotta give this game credit for having a lot of customization, which is pretty cool. But the game itself is so freaking boring. All you do is move your body back and forth and follow along with a bunch of stretches for however long you want to do it. It's super lame and I quit after like 30 minutes. Wii Fit is way better anyways.
Raise your left leg so you are standing on one leg.
Man, I'm so good at this game! Up next we have Kinect Disneyland Adventures. This is an open world Kinect game, yeah. That's right, you heard me. An open world Kinect game. Heck yeah! It's a recreation of Disneyland where you have to walk around and complete objectives in order to meet new characters and go to new areas in the park. The game opens up with this ticket thingy comes to life, and this is the same voice actor who plays Sonic the Hedgehog, so I couldn't stop thinking of Baldy McNosehair whenever he talked.
Now you're getting it! What talent!
Baldy Nosehair! That's the best thing I've heard all day!
In the game, you want to go talk to the Disney characters, and they'll give you quests to complete. You're supposed to wait for them to get their attention, but for some reason, the Kinect always had issues picking up my movements. All I want to do is wave! Is that too much to ask? After playing through a little bit longer, I kinda gave up on it, and was left to forever stare at Mickey's face awkwardly.
Kinda quiet, huh? Aw, that's okay. I'm not in a hurry.
Listen, you little mouse, it's a little hard to control this game, so I appreciate you shutting your mouth right now! Now this game did get a sequel called Kinect Rush, which featured characters from Pixar movies. It's similar to Disneyland Adventures, but this time you're running around different worlds from the Pixar movies. It's a decent game, but like the original, it didn't control very well. And last but not least, we have my personal favorite Kinect game of all time. God, I hate myself sometimes. So this is Kinect Star Wars, a game that actually had a lot of hype leading up to its release. And then it turned out to be a lame minigame collection with terrible controls. When it was advertised, it went all in on this new cool story mode where you wield a lightsaber and swing it at your enemies as you progress throughout the game. But no, that only lasts for a short period of time, and even when you're having fun with it, the game interrupts you with non-stop cutscenes over and over again. The rest of the game has you play other dumb minigames like dancing, destroying a city, and driving around. Yeah, it's not fun. The game had so much potential, but it was just one big mess that didn't know what it wanted to be. So yeah, in the end, I did not like this game. And that's all the games I have to review today. So that was the Kinect on the Xbox 360. It was a unique concept, but it didn't really have a lot of great games to go with it. Which kind of sucks, as I feel like it has a lot of potential too. Of course, it didn't help that the Wii was super successful and this wasn't nearly as popular, but I still feel like it could have been a great thing. I will say using your hands as the controller does have some benefits though. Like if I ever get mad at a game and decide that I want to break my controller, I can break the actual controller instead of breaking one of my actual hands. Ah shit, I'm never using my hands as a controller again!